A very influential woman once said, "You do not lose sight of what you believe in. You do not lose sight of the goal. You drown out the voices because there are bigger battles to fight." Like Vice President Lenny Robredo's profound words, we may have repeatedly found ourselves in ordeals that never seem to end.
From various criticisms we have received, or every no that slipped from someone's tongue, we have continued to stand tall and focus on what matters most.
As the school year comes to an end, we recognize the efforts of these young individuals despite the many battles they have faced while confined in their own spaces due to the threat of the pandemic.
A Magus evening, Ateneo de Naga. I am Maria Dolores N. Macalino, one of your hosts for this ceremony.
And I am Enrique Andre Fuerte. Welcome to the 2022 USWAG Awards ceremony with the theme Atenista 2022, mga oragong pinaninindugan ang mga pagbabago kang kinaban.
To formally commence our ceremony, let us first dispose ourselves for the opening prayer, which will be followed by the singing of the Philippine National Anthem.
Everyone, please find your most comfortable praying position and bow your heads in peace. For Catholic friends, we may now do the sign of the cross. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
To give and not to count the cost, to fight and not to heed the wounds, to toil and not to seek for rest, to labor and ask not for reward, save that of knowing that I do your most holy will. Dearest Lord, teach me to be generous. Teach me to serve you as I should. To give and not to count the cost, to fight and not to heed the wounds, to toil and not to seek for rest, to labor and ask not for reward, save that of knowing that I do your most holy will. Dearest Lord, oh Lord.
We may now request everyone to please rise for the singing of the Philippine National Anthem.
Mag-ibig, tegas ng sinakanan, alam ng puso, sa dikit mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyag ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisingil, sa nagatak tutok langit mong pagkaw ay hinatang tula kawin sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nagtitindig. Ang bituin at araw niya kailan ang may di magtitindig. Luman ang araw ng walhagit pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya ng pagkay mga amin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Before these graduates walk out of the Ateneo de Naga Senior High School, they have left behind a trail of matches and marked in this institution their peers and even their educators. They've paved the way for future learners, leaders, servants, and advocates in and out of the school. Tonight, we celebrate their excellence in perseverance and becoming an epitome of the Atenean ideals through the 2022 USWAG Awards.
To tell us more about our celebration tonight, let us welcome the incumbent president of the Ateneo Student Council Organization, Ms. Katrina Shane Amato, for the opening remarks.
Ateneans have always been looked up to as someone who embody matches, a person who do things more than what is expected of them. Ateneans until now have always lived up to the idea of putting others first before themselves. In other terms, Ateneans are ought to be men and women for others. Amidst these trying times, 2 difficult years and the pandemic, these principles have remained firm. Thus, Ateneans remain to be the individuals known to stand strong amidst the adversities and uncertainty of times. 2 years of our final years in high school have passed by so fast that we cannot even totally grasp that we've already held onto our diploma jacket on the day of our graduation. 2 years of staring at our computer screens, listening to our teachers, and giving our best to understand whatever there is to understand. 2 years of keeping our sanity sane after all that is happening around us. 2 years of barely surviving and saying the same statement, "Ayoko na," over and over again. All that in just 2 years have gone by in a snap. Saying that our journey have always been difficult is an understatement of what we've truly experienced. We have battled the adversities and changes of times without us even knowing what we were doing, perhaps clueless of what was there to act upon with the overwhelming challenges of times. Now, we come to this day and proudly say that we were able to conquer it all. We stand firm as Ateneans who are capable of withstanding the challenges, mishaps, and uncertainties that life brings. Today, we celebrate our triumph as Atenista, mga oragong pinanindugan ang mga pagbabago kan kinaban. Hence, we celebrate the outstanding graduate students of the Ateneo de Naga Senior High School Class of 2022 who have selflessly shared their service to our institution and the community. To acknowledge their effort and dedication, today, we give and present them recognition through the USWAG Awards. With all that we have experienced in the past 2 years of our stay in senior high school, we were not hindered by any boundary in providing selfless acts of service and not asking for any return. In the words of St. Ignatius of Loyola, we are to give and not to count the cost. This remained to be our anchor amidst the times of even us having nothing left for ourselves. Being referred to as the COVID batch, we were able to finish 2 long years that felt stagnant and monotonous. On this day, we give recognition to 93 students who are to receive the USWAG Awards. This year, 21 students will receive the Honra Atenista Award. 77 students will receive the Marhay Nagawe Award. 19 students will receive the Kristong Hade Award. And 26 students will receive the Liab ni Ignacio Award. Furthermore, 7 students will be under the presidential awardees and are to receive the Service Award for their dedication and service as Ateneo Student Council Organization Associates for the past 2 years. Today, we remember and recognize all that we have done to survive all these trying times. We recognize our relentless effort and time in proving to ourselves that we are capable of doing more and being more. May this recognition be the evidence that you are great and that you are to achieve greater things ahead. The recurring statement, ayaw ko na, hopefully turns into the statement, nakayanan ko pa. Indeed, basta Atenista, Oragon. As the outgoing president and co-chairman of the USWAG Awards 2022, I would like to greet all of you congratulations. I wish you nothing more but the best in your journey. Diyos mabalos sa Indo Gabos.
Thank you, Ms. Amato, for those insightful remarks. I do agree that despite facing these adversities and health crisis in these 2 years, you have shown us all that magic shines even in the darkest places. And for that, all that you have accomplished deserves recognition. And now, with great pleasure, I may now introduce our guest speaker, who will leave a mark on our hearts and minds as he delivers his inspiring words tonight. Mr. Kenneth Isaiah Ibasco Abante, the Managing Director for Practice and Partnerships with WeSolve Foundation.
Good day, dear graduates. My name is Ken Abante. I am an alumnus of the Ateneo de Naga University High School, and it's an honor to be with you this afternoon. I was asked to talk about changing the system and how each of us can be or is already an agent of change. And I think one very important lesson that I've learned in my work, doing community work and doing coalition work to move and change systems, is that we can never do it alone. And it's important to build communities of hope among engaged citizens. Whenever I give a talk about changing the system, I always start with a problem that seems impossible to solve. And one of them, in particular, it's something that we're already experiencing in Naga, but something that many people experience in dense urban locations, is the problem of traffic and traffic congestion, especially in Metro Manila and in urban cities. And whenever people talk about this, there's always a deep sense of despair. They point to a big problem and say, that's impossible to solve. There's no more hope for the Philippines. Wala nang pag-asa yung Pilipinas, wala nang pag-asa yung Maynila. And basically throw up our hands and say, it's just not possible. And then people forget, however, that many of the cities that they point to as saying, we're not like Amsterdam, or we're not like Seoul, or we're not like Hong Kong. Many people forget that these cities also went through a certain shift. No? There's something in the system that needed to change. It just needed a little bit more research. And one of the reasons for this despair is because we haven't listened to each other much, or we haven't listened to the people who have been studying the problem for a while. And, traffic and congestion in Metro Manila is linked to the important problems that many of us are facing now. Things like climate change, globally, a tenth of carbon emissions come from road transport. And in the Philippines, this is the fastest growing sector. And, actually solving traffic is actually the wrong question. We should be changing the way that we frame a certain problem. Traffic is not the problem. The problem is, how do we move people in an efficient and a sustainable and an environmentally friendly way? And part of that is being able to move not cars, not prioritizing cars in our cars, but prioritizing people movement and prioritizing nature. As such, it's important to go through a 5-step engaged citizenship framework that allows us to tear down a problem into its component bits, understand how we as people, as citizens, can help contribute to changing that system. And the 5-step framework goes something like this. So the big problem, say our road transport contributions to the climate crisis, and the local problem is, traffic and mobility in our urban cities, and including Naga, or Metro Naga, Camarines Sur area. Then we research on the big numbers, and we find out that there's a great inequality in our roads. Buses, jeeps carry 72% of people, but are given only 13% of road space. A lot of people and cycle, but where our roads still prioritize, private vehicle travel, which is actually a very inefficient way to move people. So we start with a big problem, we research on the big numbers. Then the third step is to map out the institutions that move these big numbers. So that's government, whether that's government, the Department of Transportation, Health, Public Works and Highways, private firms in construction, media that can help change people's minds, civil society, me being part of Move as One or the Metro Naga Active Transport community, or even the academe. Then the fourth step is to understand the teams that move these big numbers and ask yourself, how can we train to join those teams? So you can either join the bus or the rail team of the Department of Transportation, for example, study transport economics, philosophy of the city, information design, communication, humanities, engineering, etc. The interesting thing about having a complex problem with many different factors is, you can train to join any field and contribute to solving that problem. And then the fifth step is to try to deepen our purpose towards engaged citizenship, which really starts with listening to us as we journey from self-awareness to engaged citizenship. And, it allows us to evolve, and it allows us to discover something a bit deeper than what we wrote in our grade school yearbooks. And the journey of engaged citizenship helps us deepen these dream statements to be an economist. But an economist or a doctor or a lawyer, for what and for whom? And after this process, which is something that we do our entire lives, it's something that we refine our entire lives, an engaged citizenship statement might look or sound something like this. Globally, a tenth of carbon emissions come from road-based transport, mostly from cars. In the Philippines, a fifth to a third of a poor family's income is spent on transportation. I know the are disproportionately affected by long lines, choke points, climate crisis impacts, and air pollution in congested roads in Metro Naga. And so I am called to improve public transport and cycling in my city. I want to see a fair and just transportation system that moves people, not cars. I know I am good at and interested in economics. So my specific response to this call is to become the best transport economist who can perform route planning and bike lane designs in the transportation or even in the Naga City Hall. To start living out my purpose, I must study economics, read lots of books on transport, research on this question for this thesis, for my thesis, volunteer for the Metro Naga Active Transport community, and seek internship opportunities in this field. And so, from that place of anger and seeming despair that we started out with, no? One of the reasons why many people say that it's impossible to solve traffic or the problem of traffic or the problem of transportation in a city is because we haven't broken down the problem into component bits, and we think we're only one person trying to take on this entire system. But if we look at it from the other way and say we're actually willing to engage a larger community of hope that will allow us to engage that system, we will be able to evolve, no? Allow ourselves to feel that anger, to feel that frustration, because that's really a lot of it where a lot of it starts. To from an attitude na bulok ang sistema to may ambag ako sa pagpapabuti ng sistema. I have a stake. I can change this system. And criticism and research is also a contribution to solving these big problems. And so that's where I want to conclude. No? It's actually possible to change the system if we're willing to listen, if we're willing to volunteer. And I would encourage many people to follow the Metro Naga Active Transport Community Facebook. One of our organizers, Dom Noblesa, who's also an alumnus of the Ateneo de Naga University High School. It's also one of the organizers. We've been able to successfully push for Naga City's first protected bike lanes. And we were able to push for a budget in the city government this year to be able to construct more protected bike lanes all around the city. We've been able to install bike racks. Actually, there are so many cyclists in Naga, and we need to make sure that everyone, especially our vulnerable road users like cyclists and pedestrians, get the space, the budget, and the attention from city government and the national government that we deserve. And in the end, we were only able to do that because we have an entire community that helps in that we fulfill these dreams. And we have a community of people who continue to hope. And that's also a virtuous circle. As much as despair is a vicious cycle, this community of hope will, I know, continue to broaden and deepen. And I invite everyone to follow this page and volunteer and be involved. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Abante, for your heartening words. May the awardees carry these words for the rest of their journey.
Before we finally proceed to the most awaited part of this program, let us first get to know the awards which we will bestow on our fellow Ateneans. Without any further delay, let us welcome Ms. Anne Margaret Orendain to give us a comprehensive description of the 4 USWAG Awards.
The USWAG Awards are independent and ASCO-given honor for students who have shown significant efforts in practicing the Ignatian principles through hard work and determination. These 4 core values shall be individually represented through 4 separate awards. Honra Atenista Award for competence that serves the faith. This award shall be given to the nominees who have brought pride and honor to the university's name by participating in competitions outside the school. Marhay Nagawe Award for compassionate commitment to change that is enculturated. This award shall be given to the nominees who have selflessly given time and effort through acts of volunteerism in events both in school and community level. Kristong Hade Award for Christ-centeredness that impels interreligious dialogue that enhances the faith. This award shall be given to the nominees who have exhibited a deep understanding of the teachings of the Church and have consistently applied them through acts of service which help strengthen the faith of the community they belong to. Liab ni Ignacio Award for conscience that promotes social justice. This award shall be given to the nominees who have displayed a deep sense of compassion for others and have successfully fulfilled the role of a leader in any opportunity made available.
And now, this very minute, may we present the 2022 USWAG awardees.
Abin Merinel M. Marhay Nagawe Award and Kristong Hade Award.
Abiyog Giancarlo A. Marhay Nagawe Award.
Adolfo Morvi I. Marhay Nagawe Award, Kristong Hade Award, and Giyab ni Ignacio Award.
Albino Margaret Justin A. Marhay Nagawe Award.
Ostero Danica P. Liyab ni Ignacio Award.
Aven John Paul M. Marhay Nagawe Award, Kristong Hade Award, and Service Award.
Balonzo Eliana D. Marhay Nagawe Award.
Barden Marie Flor V. Honra Atenista Award, Marhay Nagawe Award, Kristong Hade Award, and Liyab ni Ignacio Award.
Arias Antoinette L. Kristong Hade Award.
Basadre Aidan Oswald M. Honra Atenista Award, Marhay Nagawe Award, and Liyab ni Ignacio Award.
Benavente Amanda Daniel R. Liyab ni Ignacio Award.
Bernardino Eliza Kirsch S. Honra Atenista Award, and Marhay Nagawe Award.
Ian Jericho Shanrumi N. Marhay Nagawe Award.
Bocago Carlos Miguel E. Marhay Nagawe Award.
Bombita Vince Andrew B. Honra Atenista Award and Marhay Nagawe Award.
Bonacqua Rhea Cristel B. Honra Atenista Award and Marhay Nagawe Award.
Boras Franin Ruth Amparo Zaldua. Honra Atenista Award, Marhay Nagawe Award, and Kristong Hade Award.
Briones Zevelyn S. Marhay Nagawe Award.
Caballero Renz J. Marhay Nagawe Award.
Cantor Arian Marie A. Marhay Nagawe Award and Liyab ni Ignacio Award.
Castañares Sofia Margaret X. Marhay Nagawe Award.
Sereno Paula Bianca A. Honra Atenista Award and Marhay Nagawe Award.
Otauco Paulo Antonio B. Honra Atenista Award, Marhay Nagawe Award, and Liyab ni Ignacio Award.
Daluro Alisa Denise S. Marhay Nagawe Award and Liyab ni Ignacio Award.
Dava Bea Franz B. Marhay Nagawe Award.
Delfino Cindy Kylene F. Marhay Nagawe Award.
De Los Santos Francine Nicole A. Marhay Nagawe Award.
Dieza Chrysler John B. Marhay Nagawe Award and Liyab ni Ignacio Award.
Doliero Janica Kyle E. Marhay Nagawe Award and Liyab ni Ignacio Award.
Ferro Feliana B. Honra Atenista Award and Marhay Nagawe Award.
Fuentes Juliana Eunice F. Marhay Nagawe Award and Liyab ni Ignacio Award.
Fulgentes, Princess Cherry Birch B. Honra Atenista Award.
Garcia Patricia Ann O. Marhay Nagawe Award and Liabni Ignacio Award.
Gonzalez Ashley Rica P. Marhay Nagawe Award.
Guadalupe Micaela Syra P. Marhay Nagawe Award.
Herrera Alia Ann R. Marhay Nagawe Award.
Idioma Adrica Ann A. Marhay Nagawe Award and Liabni Ignacio Award.
Ignacio Lara Alaysa B. Cristong Hade Award.
King Francesca Lay U. Marhay Nagawe Award.
Lim Nicolette Humphrey S. Honra Atenista Award. Marhay Nagawe Award. Cristong Hade Award and Liabni Ignacio Award.
Liosala Sherin May P. Marhay Nagawe Award and Cristong Hade Award.
Lobetania Angelo Peter A. Marhay Nagawe Award.
Loquias Nicola Bell N. Honra Atenista Award, Marhay Nagawe Award, and Liabni Ignacio Award.
Mabagos Kyle Cedric B. Marhay Nagawe Award, Cristong Hade Award, and Service Award.
Makayan Carlos Shallow B. Marhay Nagawe Award.
Magalona Isaiah Claude James Ernest R. Marhay Nagawe Award.
Malate Sandra Sofia B. Marhay Nagawe Award.
Manaog Maria Isabel S. Liabni Ignacio Award.
Manayoba Edmart Renz T. Marhay Nagawe Award.
Mandasok Alexa Johanna R. Marhay Nagawe Award.
Mariano Ikia Loris D. Marhay Nagawe Award and Cristong Hade Award.
Monay Rosalind. Marhay Nagawe Award and Liabni Ignacio Award.
Montilla Ralph Service Award.
Moral Ednor Jason V. Marhay Nagawe Award and Cristong Hade Award.
Murillo Cristinel B. Marhay Nagawe Award.
Audi Nikaila Karel A. Honra Atenista Award, Marhay Nagawe Award, and Liabni Ignacio Award.
Orino Alexandra Krishna M. Cristong Hade Award.
Ovenson Francesca Andrea M. Marhay Nagawe Award and Service Award.
Pasis Giuseppe Terence Blue T. Marhay Nagawe Award.
Parafina Jayan Luis M. Marhay Nagawe Award and Cristong Hade Award.
Asamba Sofia Sai M. Marhay Nagawe Award.
Pasha Alessandra O. Marhay Nagawe Award and Cristong Hade Award.
Pelaez Julie Ann. Marhay Nagawe Award.
Peña Dominic Laurel J. Marhay Nagawe Award and Liabni Ignacio Award.
Perez Rogendil Simon Ross C. Marhay Nagawe Award.
Perez Zeddy Isaac, Marhay Nagawe Award.
Teira Alyssa Kirsten R., Honra Atenista Award, Marhay Nagawe Award, and Liab ni Ignacio Award.
Pronda Eliza Maureen, Marhay Nagawe Award, and Liab ni Ignacio Award.
Ke Althea Rainiel R., Marhay Nagawe Award, and Liab ni Ignacio Award.
Ragos Denry Feby A., Marhay Nagawe Award, and Cristong Hade Award.
Ramos Blessy Therese M., Service Award.
Ramos Melchizedek R., Marhay Nagawe Award.
Robles Ira May R., Marhay Nagawe Award, and Cristong Hade Award.
Rosales Ayat Kishame Soltes, Honra Atenista Award, Marhay Nagawe Award, and Liab ni Ignacio Award.
Rosin Kyla B., Honra Atenista Award, and Marhay Nagawe Award.
Rubio Isabel Brianna M., Cristong Hade Award.
Sabaupan Lance Aaron L., Liab ni Ignacio Award.
Sabaybay Jamin PB, Honra Atenista Award.
San Vicente Micaela Marie S., Marhay Nagawe Award.
Sarmiento Ireland N., Marhay Nagawe Award.
Serdan John Leonard R., Honra Atenista Award, and Marhay Nagawe Award.
Severa Noel Angelo D., Honra Atenista Award, and Marhay Nagawe Award.
Sigüenza Donna Francesca L., Marhay Nagawe Award.
Tacorda Tresha May R., Marhay Nagawe Award.
Tamaray Janela Jaika, Service Award.
Tarobago Gwyneth, Marhay Nagawe Award.
Tria Nicole Amanda Marie V., Cristong Hade Award.
Velasco Hannah Marie P., Marhay Nagawe Award.
Velasco Sherwin A. Jr., Marhay Nagawe Award.
Villaroya Kendrick T., Honra Atenista Award.
Zenarosa Gwyneth Diane L., Marhay Nagawe Award and Service Award. Indeed, Ateneo does it best, and Ateneo has produced the best. You're living proof of that.
These awards are fruits of your labor and fruits of your principles and integrity. To all our awardees who have become living embodiments of the 4 core values, congratulations! Now, to further uplift us for the end of this phase and the start of another, here is Father Ben for the closing remarks.
Congratulations to the recipients of USWAG Awards 2022. I appreciate very much your dedication and your endless and seemingly tireless efforts to achieve something great. You fully deserve what you have achieved today. Our thanks go to the people who have worked to make this program a success. And most of the credit goes to the Ateneo Student Council organization under the leadership of Catherina Shane Amato and under the moderatorship and guidance of Mr. Angelo Espinosilia. Our thanks also go to you, our dear parents and guardians, and teachers who have been part of them. And to Mr. Kenneth Ibasco Abante as our keynote speaker today. Without you, it would not be also possible. My dear awardees, cherish your awards. Those awards say, in a very real way, just how much we cherish you. Think of them as not the end of an effort, but rather as one milestone on a long path. And know that you have made an excellent beginning. So again, my congratulations to each and every one of you, and all the best as you embark on a new academic adventure.
Thank you for those words of encouragement, Father Ben. This night has elicited both fulfillment and determination as we hark back to the perceptive messages that have been shared by our speakers tonight. May we continue to cultivate the Senate of excellence and value inside all of us.
Our accomplishments have been acknowledged and our efforts have been celebrated. But for now, it's time to close this chapter.
This has been the 2022 USWAG Awards ceremony.
Atenista 2022, mga oragong pinaninindugan ang mga pagbabago kang kinaban.
We are eternally grateful for those who have joined us. Diyos mabalos po sa Indogabos.
To officially conclude this program, let us join in singing the Alma Mater song and the Regnum Day.